What's up, everyone? I hope this video finds you well whenever and wherever you are watching from. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Buy You Gold Guy. I am Buy You Gold Guy, and we've got the bag number 3 to end the series, the Gold Nugget Sales series, with one of my favorites, the White Horse. And we've got the 1 gram bag today we're doing, and it's some beautiful gold, so I'm really looking forward to seeing some more of this. And yeah, I thought since we're still in Memorial Day week, we'd go ahead and leave our stars and our flag up on to finish us off for the month. And yeah, it looks good out here. I like having it up. So we're stretch it out to the end of this week, and then we'll do something different. But so yeah, thank y'all for joining me, and a big thank you. We just hit 1,400 subscribers this week. That's held. So a big thanks to everyone that follows the channel and has supported it through the years. And if you've not yet become a subscriber, since 70% of my viewers are not subscribed, think about hitting that subscribe button now. It would be very appreciated from Buy You Gold Guy. And a thumbs up is always nice as well. So with that being said, let us turn once more to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana on the beautiful Gulf of America. And yes, I often get comments on the videos saying, actually, I guess spell check misses it, Gulf of Mexico. And yeah, no, you can keep saying it, but it ain't true. So here we got us one of the coolest labels that he has too, and he had that one made up for this bag. I remember him having it designed, and it was really a very cool, cool introduction. So, man, we are. Oh, there went my flag. Hold on. As is often the case, we are staving off more thunderstorms. They hit us early today, and yep, we got more coming for the next few hours. So I'm hoping we can get this in time without the deluge. So yeah, we'll set our flag back there. This one's got, oh, there's our, the labels on it there. And then, of course, this is the bag. I did 3 of them. So this is the one where he has much thanks by you. He always puts a little hand thank you on his bags whenever you get them. So, and very cool bags with the, all right, I got to get something to cut that. I'll be right back. So we'll turn to our handy dandy all-purpose bag opener here. Let's go ahead and, are we still sealed up? No, there we go. So on this, I guess we will go ahead and classify this out, just because there might be some finer gold in the smaller bag of this. I had some nice nuggets, little chunks out of the 3 gram bag. They were small nuggets, half a gram, 6/10, something like that. But they were very, very cool. This is a really shiny gold. Here's our material. Yeah, very different from most of his other material that he has on this White Horse, as well as the gold. So that's very cool. Oh, and then whenever I dumped it out, look what popped up on the top. Get it where it'll not lost. Oh, actually, there's another piece right there. We'll go for that one. I think I can grab that one. Nope. Well, you can see it popping up all through there. There we go. Well, shit. You can't because I had it zoomed in, but there's a flake. Another flake. Very cool. Little flake showing up right there, and Spend more time. There we go. I spend more time zoomed in looking for shit. All right. It's always a good start when you see gold right at the top. All right, our water is set. Our jet dry is in. Let us begin. We'll cut that about in half. Yeah, that's some chocolate milk. Very red. Got Gizmo out here with me eating grass. He certainly enjoyed his Memorial Weekend journey down to the down to the landfill. He's a traveling little guy, I'll tell you. He gets so excited about that shit. And that one day I went to the landfill, and then we stopped at the Walmart on the east side there to look and see if we had any marked down tomahawks. They had a couple of nice $50 plus ones, but yeah, it was, that's why hamburgers and hot dogs looked a lot better. Same thing, T-bones were like $19 a pound. All right, well, let's just go with the traditional, especially since hamburger was like, $3.50 a pound or something. What it was, $3.99. It's been $6 and $7 for just ground beef sometimes. So I buy it when it's on sale and freeze my patties. That's my main go-to meal during the week. Unless I cook a big batch of something like those enchiladas I had done the last time, and I was eating enchiladas for 3 nights. Those were really good. Somebody had messaged about, what do you have against enchilada sauce? You shouldn't be using chili. Yeah, it's like, little brown chili is the only way to go. What's funny is it's Tex-Mex. All the best Mexican food is American versions of it. If you ever been down to Mexico and eaten down there, I've eaten in. Hold on, get that rinsed off. I've eaten in border towns in the Texas border, outside of a little bit of dirt left in there too. Outside of Eagle Pass, I've eaten at places down in Cozumel, on the island, and it's not good. Order a pina colada and see what you get in Mexico. It's and it's the mystery meat half the time of what the fuck is this? I'm pretty sure that one of the burgers that I had in Cozumel, definitely at the restaurant, was not beef or kangaroo. It still had jockey marks on it. But yeah, so the best Mexican food you're gonna get is in America. I didn't see hardly any black sand in that at all. Look at all that gold though popping on that edge whenever we just wash that back. That's always cool whenever it shows up like that. Yeah, a lot of organics in this stuff. You can see floating there. I had to go in and put on a damn tank top, man. That's a shirt for fish, like on the Gulf, and it's supposed to be airy and protect you and breathe. But even in the overcast, when it's in the 80s, it was not very comfortable. So. And first thing I took it off, I forgot I had my mic hooked up, and it dropped my box and smacked the step, but it seemed to be okay. So hopefully I've got the volume turned down on the unit itself this time because it was kind of raspy I think when I tested it, before I started using it, I'd done a couple of different recordings. When I'm recording with it on, and I mean with it on up at the highest volume, and then like half volume. I really couldn't tell much difference, but I don't want to record it down. My other mic, I would have to turn my videos down almost by half of what the volume was set when it was set at halfway to begin with. I'd turn it down to sometimes at below 15 or 10 because it would be so loud. But it worked pretty good, and it's supposed to have 8 hours of life to it, to a charge. So there's no way I can run out of battery juice and go dead as I am wont to do so often with that other one. So well, there we go. Guess we can get a very nice. I don't think we did that the first one. But yeah, you can see that is a very bright golden gold. So we got that. I think we're all good on this. All right, now we know this is full. They just released a study that they'd had. We've always known that gold was produced in stars, and believed it had to be like a supernova or better to produce the amount of heat and pressures needed to create the super heavy elements like gold, and but it just never was what we saw. Didn't account for the amount of gold being produced by those kinds of stars. Did not account for the amount of gold in the universe that we can detect through spectrometry and spectrometers and what we know of on Earth. And I think it was the Webb or one of the newest. I lose track of so many of them that had do specific things, but yeah, they were monitoring a magnetar, some however many million light years away, and this giant magnetar, which is a star that is like basically a super dense. I forget what stage how magnetars get. These magnetars, they have tremendous, the magnetic fields of a billion suns and shit, or black holes. But this one emitted a flare, and they were able to monitor. They were able to catch it and see it as when it went off, and the resulting elements that were produced from it. And they determined that it had produced basically a moon-sized volume of gold in that one flare. So the amount of the extreme density and pressures and gravitational pull work in those magnetars are just basically supernovaing these metals into amounts of gold that can actually that actually represent what we see out there in the universe in molecular form and what have you. But that was pretty cool, because that has been an issue for a long time, as far as what kind of stars, how much is actually produced. Because I had seen I can't say I can see. I can't see that. I don't have my damn glasses on. I'd seen stuff from years ago about the determining that it came from supernovas, and the amounts were like a state-sized amount of gold being produced rather than a moon-sized amount. There's a lot of stuff lifting and floating there, but I'm not seeing anything hanging. A couple pieces that look rather gold-like. But yeah, could you imagine a moon? I mean, that's not like look at gold showing. We got some on this one. That's not saying that there is a moon-sized wad of gold floating around. It's all molecular, but that's the volume that it put out from one flare on this magnetar. So very cool. Gold's awesome. Yeah, that's some really jagged, broken, crushed looking stuff that comes out of these. Much more so, you know, the last bag we had with the first one for sure that we were doing with all the rounded river gravels. This is a very, very strong contrast to that. So again, it's just very cool that you can get so many different varieties of not just gold, but the material that you know to go through on it. It's dirty. Even the rocks are pretty dirty. Holding that. Those sediments. I need to get more of that out of there. Yeah, my ribs cooked for 6 hours on Memorial Day. And I mean, the amount of charcoal, the amount of time, to me, they weren't really that much different than the ones I do that I cook for, you know, I have them done in a couple of hours. And they're very, you know, higher heat, quicker, less charcoal. So it did have a good smoke band for sure. And it had a great flavor. The hickory and the applewood combination was a good mix. The small applewood chips and then the larger hickory chunks that burned and smoked, you know, for longer per piece. After the other had burnt. Oh, I don't know if you heard that thunder. That we have gold. There be gold in them our pans. Very nice. That's lovely. I think those will go up the tube. Sure they stay up the tube. Yeah. You always want to make sure you squirt your tube out into the pan and not into your catch pan or off to the side somewhere. A lot of times, especially fine gold, will hold in that tube. Especially whenever we were doing, like whenever I was doing that um, Silver Black Diamond from Gold Nugget Sales. And that stuff, you'd have to take the angle of the tube and press it down so that it was flat against the pan and then suck it out, because that gold was so powder, it would stay in the striations of this pan. Because even though it was still pretty new, I had only been doing it a few months. I had you know seasoned it really well to start, and went through a lot of material pretty quick on it, and it was crazy how that stuff held in the pan. Just dust. I mean, like talcum powder. It is all powdered and dried up in this pan. And this is like I said, this is different stuff than anything I've done. And at this point, I've been doing this 5 months on my channel, and I've ordered from 30 different companies, 30 different types of gold, and multiple bags from a number of them, and different varieties from the same company. And I've never experienced gold like this. I mean, this stuff, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it in the light here, but I mean, that's all gold powder that's sticking to the sides of the pan all the way up. So I know when I've been rinsing this stuff out, I've got to be carrying out some of it, even as I'm watching it and pushing it back down. When I catch it, see, it's still hanging on the lip there. I mean, that's
That's just incredible fine stuff. And it's yeah, like I say, I really have enjoyed it. It's just incredible fine powder. It just stuns me. And like I said, the only way I've been getting this out is by getting the water over it and pushing this thing. Because I mean, just look whenever, I don't know if you can see the little bit it moves, anything just whisks it away, but it holds onto the pan as you wash like that. It will, my pan's very well seasoned, so all those little striations hold that stuff beautifully and gives me a chance to like vacuum it up just like that. Keep the curve of the angle of the spout down, and then rinse it off to the side. And also you want to make sure it's sucked down good, because it keeps spitting more gold out because it traps it in that tube, and sometimes a bunch. But same thing, wisp it out over on the side and then put it down where it's flat on the surface and pull that stuff out just like that. And then tip it back and then make sure you hold it over. See, whenever I just squirted it out, how much came back out of it, because it's just not it clings to everything.
For the smallest bits of it, there were it wasn't all that size, but a lot of it was. That's what I kept asking through the video as I was thinking, how much of nothing does it take to make something? Because you'd suck up a whole pile that would have weighed nothing on a scale, because it was just dust. And I'd have these little wisps. I kept going through, suck them up. It was an ordeal, I'll tell you. I'm thinking about getting another bag. That was a 1.5 gram bag. And I got like 1.45 out of it, but I know that he, especially on those back then, the double black diamond bags, I think he'd put in over 0.1 on them extra. So that left me with 0.15 still suspended somewhere after I'd gone through that a bunch of times over a course of a few days. Kind of like the kinkies. Not quite as bad as the kinkies, but close. But yeah, it was that tungsten that was so tough, because it has a fuzzy quality to it. And then that's whenever I figured out that once you hit it with a magnet, it becomes magnetized itself, and it would clump onto itself. And we did a video showing other hematite doing the same thing, where once I ran the magnet through it, it didn't flow smoothly down. It flew in channels, trails, where it was hanging on to itself. But when it does that, that fuzziness would also hold the fine gold. So it was tough. This was not. As you can see, we went through this very easily. And the reward is right there. You can see it's it looks like one piece there, but no, it is one piece. I thought it wasn't. Sometimes they fool me, sometimes they don't. But yeah, that one did. That's a little one piece with the double lobe. All lined up like little soldiers there. Yeehaw. Oh. Yeah, those are nice little pickers. Yeah, just look at that one there with don't drop it in the, I can keep from dropping it in the pan. If anybody wanted to access my shit, they could easily get my fingerprints off my videos. And I'm sure AI could put together a full fingerprint off of any number of them. But how cool is that? Beautiful and awesome character on that shape. Just gotta love. See there, we have a jam. I know some of you guys have heard me mention it before or haven't seen it, but this is whenever I use my big mine lab. I drain the pan, dump all my tailings into this. It uses those big riffles. I call it mine lab, not Minecraft, right? I always call it Minecraft pan. But yeah, that moves that stuff through very quick. And even whenever I've got just fine gold that I've, am looking for that I might have rinsed out, it holds it. I get down to the bottom. If there's any in there, it's trapped in those big riffles. So yeah, it moves a lot of material fast, and I don't have to reclassify. All right, let's see if we got anything that got past us of the small persuasion. It looks like we got a little flake up there at the top. See that? There's a speck next to it as well. Nope, that's it. It stands out pretty good though when you miss it. So there we go. But like I said, that's an excellent pan for moving that material out of the way. Finding that one. No gold left behind. Y'all know the you know the thing. Actually, that's a little speck right there beside it too. I believe. We're not gonna take a chance. We're gonna suck it all up and all right. Well, let's see what we got. I don't know if the mic's picking up Angel in the house crying. She got out this morning, opened the door, and Gizmo and I were going in, and she was waiting and darted out. And it was for the first time in years now, I didn't have to yell, Angel, no, and then go after her because she's fixed. I don't have to worry about her getting knocked up. And my big boy, the daddy from the others, was out here having him a little breakfast with his poor little bloody ear, tore up ear. And yeah, I was like, buddy, you gotta good luck trying for that this time. Those days are over. There's the black rocks up at the top. There's a little piece there, obviously gold. No, there's no gold on that. It's just some heavies that are heavying out. All right, well, there we go. That one piece there, you can see it does have some gold and quartz on it there with that little lip. We'll look at it closer when we get inside, but some lovely gold. Even out here over the overcast with our cool piece. And actually that's kind of a little brassier color than the yellow up there. If you set it next side by side, looks more so in my light, I think, than in, yeah, it kind of stands out. Both those pieces do, but very cool. So let's get it in and see if I found it. Well, we already know I found everything. Let's see what it weighs. And little boy, you ready to go in? Gizmo? He's been out here hanging out with me, eating grass. There's my little girl. She's hanging out, getting her little bath. Yeah, good boy. My little guy has not shown up today, or since this morning. Like I said, Angel's done. Angel's shut down, so he's out of here. We got done just in time because we got pounded by rain for the rest of the day and here into the evening. Oh, there's a flash. I knew it's been. Usually the thunder's right on top of it. I don't know if my camera's picking up the thunder or not rumbling through there, but yes, it's still rolling in there. It's still rolling in.
But at any rate, we got our job done. And once again, we are faced with a pan of some beautiful Gold Nugget Sales gold. The White Horse. So let's go ahead and kick on our safety equipment out of the way. Is everyone being safe? Staying safe?
Hey you! Stop being so unsafe! Speedy! Safe enough!
Had to kick off the season with Homer and a safety concern. Let's check real quick. Usually this is pretty accurate. Exactly. It comes with a 50 weight that I have to use to calibrate it. It won't calibrate with a 20. It'll only calibrate with a 50. But I'd check it with the 20. Well, that was a quick dump, but 1.058. It went to 6 when I first put it in there, and then it dropped back down. 5.9. I think it's really 1.06. 1.059. It seems to be holding stubborn with that weight, so we will add that to our existing totals here. Very nice. Let's dump it out on our white sheet here. All right, I spared you guys all the focusing, but there we have it. Very, very nice. That's a very, very awesome piece of gold right there. Look at that hook and the curve, the double hook, and then we got our flat pieces. A little speck of black here and there, but those are microscopic. So yeah, you gotta love the White Horse. So let's add up some numbers and see how we did. It's gonna be good, I can tell you that. All right, I did the numbers, and it's really good. As we expected, our 1.059 grams came out to a gold value of $113.98, and that was for a $106.95 bag. The first bag we got 108% ROI. The second bag was 107% ROI. And all together on this order, all three bags combined, we had, each one was a 1 gram bag. We ended up with a total of 3.224 grams of gold with 108% ROI, and an order that cost me $323.85. We had a gold value of $346.69. So really good. That doesn't count the $12.95 shipping that was included was part of this, which brought the order all together to a $336.80. So with a $346 gold value, you can see you're still at a over 100% ROI. So just a really good deal. Some beautiful gold. A good variety of material. It looks very different in the kitchen light with the light off, the camera light off. That piece is awesome. But yeah, then when you go to kick it on, it overloads
It takes a second to adjust. And just a quick look, this was my previous white horse that I did on the 3-gram bag. And there's that piece y'all might have remember seeing before that looks like it's just kind of wrapped. The quartz is wrapped in gold. And this piece here is the same. You can see the quartz is buried in it, but it's very thick. And there you can see the white quartz coming through. So yeah, that white horse stuff is very, very cool gold. And one last thing, I don't know if y'all caught the last grilling on the bayou, but I had done some cookies for Memorial Day. I don't think I had seen these before. I'd made a comment that I had my quota of red 40 and red 3, I think it was, in these, but I could actually taste the coloring in these. I don't think I've seen these or done these before. I don't remember. But compared to the ones I've done, these, I don't know if it was because of the intensity of the red that goes through so much of it, but yeah, they're not my least. They're definitely my least favorite. I don't think I'll get any more of those. They won't be around by next year because, like I said, they're loaded with the red 40 and the red something else, and of course blue. But yeah, you could. It had a chemical taste undertone to it that came through, even with the sugary taste. So, all right, there we go. And Carson Trump, still with us. Well, all right, that will wrap us up on this bag of Gold Nugget Sales Pay Dirt, the White Horse 1-gram bag, and this 3-bag order. And I think he hears me, and he invariably is going to show up. Yes, he says, I need my camera time. The world needs to see me. So yeah, like I said, that I got that order back on April 21st when gold was still going for $3,339 or something like that day. So it has gone down, back up, and down again. So the value is a little bit higher than it would be today because gold's gone down since then. But the ROI stands because we count it on the day you purchase your gold, not the day you receive it. So very good. Like I said, an awesome seller. Mike never does us wrong, and as I've said before, you can expect what you see come out of my bags is what you're going to get from Mike and everybody else that gets anything from him. So it's a good deal. He's a good guy and has some great gold. And with that, we will conclude this episode of Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy with Gizmo the Wonder Dog and a bunch of my little guys around me here waiting for dinner. The rain has finally subsided, it seems, so hopefully we'll dry out a little bit. And yeah. So yes, with that we will say thank you so much for watching, subscribing. Thank you so much to the channel members. Y'all are awesome. Here's a little sample. This is going out. The ones that just went out. I was getting caught up with April. Now I'm caught up in May for the channel members that get the hey, don't play with my my stand. They're rocked down there along the bottom of the tripod. But yeah, thank y'all so much for the support of the channel. And yeah, we'll see what comes up. Like I said, in June, I'll tell you guys one thing. I'm handing down an edict. All the libtards can do it. All the retards can do it and make it a thing. So by God, I can do it. As you may or may not have heard, they're having a horrible time trying to get financing for all the pride bullshit. All the corporations are pulling out. They get no money. So it seems that if you're not forced to be subjected to the DEI mind fungus incorporates by the government forcing it down you. People don't want to participate in it. They don't want to support it. The corporations don't want it. All they've done is lost money. So yeah, this June is officially Proud Americans Month. We're casting aside this pride bullshit. There's nothing for there to be celebrating pride over with these mentally ill, delusional, deviants, just the worst of the worst that want to parade in the streets with assless chaps and nude men riding bicycles, to indoctrinate. So no, we're not doing that anymore, and America's sick of it. And so I'm heading down here. We will be celebrating Proud Americans Month in June, leading right into our nation's birthday in July, and leading into next year, looking forward to our 250th. So it's just going to be nothing but we'll have really something to celebrate by then, but we're already have a lot to celebrate right now. So eggs are back down to $2, a little bit less than $3 a dozen here. Gas is $2.28. Some $2.28, $2.35, bouncing around, but yeah. That's where Americans feel the differences directly whenever you go and fill up that tank and it costs you $40 less than it did, no. So yeah, Proud Americans, buddy. And with that, thank you all so much. Bayou Gold Guy once again saying, take care of each other. Thank you for supporting the channel. Until the next time, peace out, my friends.